For this next video, we're going to be doing a bird dog variation. I'm also going to be guiding you through it step by step, because the tendency is that people will just throw themselves into a bird dog position without learning how to set their core, which is what we need to move the extremities. So we're going to start off with the client in a quadruped position with the toes tucked underneath in the back. The hands are going to be directly underneath the shoulders, and you're also going to have what's called tiger paws, where you're going to grip the floor with your hands to help create co-contraction up into the shoulder. To know that you're doing it right, you're going to look down, the blood is going to be going away from the tips of your fingers. So to start off with this exercise, we want to do a simple cat-cow. And we're doing this to flex and extend the spine, but then we're also doing this to try to find what neutral is for the client. So she's going to go to one extreme, and then the other extreme, and then she's going to find neutral. Like neutral is mid-range. Once she does that, then she's going to pull her chin in a little bit just to create a little bit more openness in the suboccipital muscles at the base of her neck. Now we're going to teach her how to access her transverse abdominis. She's going to inhale, and on her exhale, she's going to say yes. And when she says yes, there should be an engagement of the core just superior to the iliac crests where the belt would go. She's going to keep that nice and contracted as she inhales. On the exhale, she's going to say yes. So she's creating conscious awareness of engaging that transverse abdominis. Then she's going to slowly stick her left leg out. Yep, and she's going to keep it close to the ground at first, and then bring it back in. Then she's going to inhale. On the exhale, she's going to say yes. To re-engage that transverse abdominis before she moves any of her extremities. Then she's going to send out her right leg. Good, and there shouldn't be any rotation of the pelvis. It should be nice and neutral, bringing that leg back in. And she's going to inhale. And on that exhale, say yes. Just doing this in between each of those movement patterns before it becomes more unconscious. Now she's going to take her left arm straight out, turning the palm towards the ceiling if she can, making sure the back of the neck stays nice and neutral, and then bringing the hand down. And she's going to inhale and exhale and say yes. And you can stop saying yes once you feel that you can engage it yourself without having to say that. It's just a tool that you can use to access that transverse abdominis. So now she's done one on each side and each limb. Now we're going to have her reset her core by doing the cat and cow. And find neutral. Good. Now she's going to inhale. And she's going to exhale and say yes. Now, if you have a ball or a tennis ball, it's great to put it on the lower back. So this is going to let you know if you're going to create any rotation in the lumbar spine. So now she's set her core. She's going to stick her left leg back. That's what happens. So we're going to set that ball there. Create a little bit more lordosis. Right there. Just keep that right there. And see if you can stick your left leg back while keeping that ball in the small of your back. Excellent. And still breathing. Yeah, keeping that core nice and engaged, bring that leg in. Good, and that ball should stay in the same place. Then reset your core before you set out the other extremity. You see there has to be a lot more focus to keep that ball in the small of your back. And then she could do that with her arms as well. Good. It's a slower progression than normal bird dog variations, but I want to make sure that you set the core before you move into the extremities first. Good, so now that she's done that, now she can do contralateral movement where she would set her core first, and she would stick one leg out, and then the opposite arm out. And if she wants to add another variation, stay where you are, just lift that leg up off the ground a little bit more. You'd hold that for a breath and then bring it back down. Go ahead and do that on the other side. Make sure to set your core first, keeping that ball on the small of your back. Nice and slow movements are really important here. Excellent. And you could repeat that cycle 5 to 10 times.